Hello, my friends. Hello. Welcome back to Conscious Champagne Chats. I think we're in week 4, and today we're on number 19. I hope I'm really doing the math right with these, but hey, we're on number 19, and we have so many more to go. And I have this weekend, I was going through a lot of topics that I want to cover. So my list is already this long, but if you have anything you want me to cover, if you have a topic, any questions you want me to cover in these conscious, 10-minute conscious champagne chats, hey Christy, then let me know. Put them in the group and I will make sure I address them. Today, I want to talk about why it is so hard for us to do the little things that we know exactly will actually really improve our mom leadership and, quite frankly, improve our life. Now, if you don't remember what mom leadership is and what the laws of mom leadership are, go back to, I believe it is Conscious Champagne Chat number 4. You can go and look them up again. But one of them is really all about owning who we are. So when it comes to changing the little things, and this can be anything, right? We have all these things that we know that are good for us and we know that are not good for us, right? For example, eating a lot of sugar, we know it's not good, so we should cut it out, right? So why is it that we have such a hard time to change these little things? And I can tell you, it is not our lack of motivation of what we want. We know exactly what we want. We know exactly what feels good to us and what very often, what we need to be doing and what we should be doing, but we're not doing it. And the reason for that is our emotions. And it's mainly because we are using our negative emotions as a driver for the change we want to implement. And that never works. It never works. So let me give you an example. I have 2 actually. So for a very long time, I wanted to get up 1 hour before my kids because I didn't like the mornings. I didn't like, getting up and already having a child on my leg. I mean, this is back when they were a little bit smaller, and I couldn't think, I couldn't function. I was just not awake. And so I always wanted to have this 1 hour for me where it was quiet in the house. I could drink my coffee, I could read or do whatever I wanted to do. And I tried for so long to get this going. And so one of the things, and what was my motivation? My motivation was I felt like a piece of crap in the morning. And I had mornings associated with a very negative feeling. It was a strain. It was hard for me. I was tired. I was exhausted. I didn't like it. And so that was my motivation for change. So when we come from a negative emotion and use that negative emotion for a reason to change, basically what happens is, and this is one of the laws of our mom leadership, is that we do not own who we are. We do not fully accept ourselves, right? We basically say, you can do better. This is not good enough. You are not liking the mornings because you didn't have time for yourself. So you're not good enough. You need to go and fix that. And when we come from that place of punishing ourselves, of criticizing ourselves, change only works when you have extreme willpower and when you're extremely disciplined. That's why, for example, in my case, I would then get up 3 days in a row and then I would fall back into the same pattern because willpower and discipline only takes you that far and it only works for a short time. Furthermore, when do we make the decision for, I want to change the little things. I want to change something here. It's when the precursor, again, is a bad feeling, is we didn't feel good about the situation, right? So, for example, if you had a fallout at your kids and you completely lost it, and then you yelled at them, and then the guilt kicks in, right? And so guilt is one of the lowest vibrating emotions, and it triggers it can trigger a very strong anticipation for change. It's like, oh my God, I'm never going to yell again. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be angry anymore. And so then these negative emotions tend us to set very high goals. So we go to like the extreme. So in my case, I used to get up at like 7 a.m. and my goal was like, no, you have to get up at 5 a.m. But for my body, a 2-hour difference, like from one day to the next, that was like crazy. That 2 hour, that goal was just way too big. That span was way too high. And so then we don't do it. We make it for 3 days. And then the alarm goes off for me. And then, of course, I was like, no way, I'm not going to get up. I'm just going to stay in bed and sleep. And so then what happens is our self-sabotage and punishment cycle kicks in, which basically goes and says, well, see, you can't do it. You just can't do it, right? You wanted to go and achieve this, and you just can't do it. You're not good enough. And so we keep getting stuck and in these cycles. So how can we get out of this, and what can we do about it? So first of all, realize that there is very often a bad feeling emotion that is triggering and initiating the change you want to implement. And that can really, it basically leads you to setting your goals way too high. They're not realistic. Like the change you want to have, it causes you to be very unrealistic. And just knowing and acknowledging that, then you can go and start saying, well, maybe I don't get up 2 hours earlier. Maybe I just get up 30 minutes earlier, and I do that for 1 week. And then maybe the next week I add another 30 minutes. And then eventually that's how I ended up getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning, and it was not a big deal. Now, the other thing is acknowledge there is a bad feeling emotion, but that is pushing you. And what we want to do is we want to be pulled to the change that we want to enable, because that way it feels so much easier to our human. Because using a negative emotion as a catalyst for change is going to fire back. It always going to fire back. Whereas if you use something that can attract you to that change, that pulls you to that change, it's going to feel so much better for you. So when you have this negative feeling emotion, acknowledge it, say, hey, I realize it's there. I still, fully and completely love you for where you are. I realize you want to get better and you're just not there yet. But this is how we're going to do it. And this is one of the super really amazing brain tricks you can use is, instead of telling myself I should get better, I need to do this change, what I do is I use a very simple why question. So I start living in the question of what I want that change to be. Meaning, I use the question with why, saying, oh my God, why is it so? I would say this in the evening, and I would go, why is it so easy for me to get up at 5 a.m.? Like, why am I always so up and firing and burning to get up at 5 a.m.? Why am I so lit up? Why am I so energized at 5 a.m.? And so literally, I use the why question to pattern interrupt my negative thinking in my brain and tell it why, like you use why and you have to use the word ever or always. It's very important because it's actually unrealistic, and that's where the brain pattern interrupt comes in, right? Because your brain comes, wait, hang on a second. She says she's going to be like super awake at 5 a.m. And so you keep saying that, and eventually you actually feel it, and it's going to happen. So if you want to stop yelling at your kids, and if you keep saying to yourself, oh my God, I need to stop being angry. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be angry. The negative association with is anger. Your brain does not understand don't or not. So your brain is going to hear anger. So what you want to do is literally flip it and say, oh my God, why am I always so calm? Why am I always so chilled? Why am I always so laid back, even though there's this whole chaos around me? And you can literally play this out with anything, you guys. And so you can walk around the day and just keep telling yourself, why am I always blah, blah, blah? Whatever it is, that change you want to anticipate, whoever you want to be to get that change, right? Why am I always calm? Why am I always quiet? Why am I always on top of things? Why am I always, so fun? Why am I always so easygoing? And just play that with you, and you will already feel that energy rising. And so getting to doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, or that feel hard doing, especially with your kids. That's how I truly get myself motivated. Like I told you guys, I don't like doing homework. Who likes doing homework with their kids? I don't. And so I have to tell myself. And so this is what I used. I was like, oh my God, why do I love doing homework with my kids so much? Why is doing homework with my kids always such a fun time? Why is it always that we get to laugh and have fun? I literally create that before I go and anticipate the change, because you have to become that person before you can see the change. And that's how we do it. And so we move and shift from focusing on a negative emotion to shifting over to where we want to be pulled into. All right? I hope that makes sense, my loves. And I will be seeing you back here tomorrow. I know I forgot. Let me see. I had a topic in mind. I put it down, but I can't. What did I want to say? Can't find it in my book right now, but I'm going to be back tomorrow. I have a whole list, you guys. So lots of more to come, lots of good topics to talk about. And if you want any, let me know and drop it in the group. See you later.